So, the news broke out. Senator John McCain has passed away. He discontinued treatment for the brain cancer he was diagnosed with in 2017. He surpassed their survival expectation. That's no doubt about that. Because he was diagnosed with a brain cancer where people with it only live an extra 14 months and that's it. He surpassed that. His is a huge loss for this country. It doesn't matter what political party you belong to. It doesn't matter if you agreed with John McCain or you didn't. This man was not only a hero, he was a patriot, and he wasn't just a Republican. He was a true independent thinker. He thought for himself. He would usually go against his own party interests in order to make what he thought was the right decision for America at the time. And I respect that. I've always respected that about him. He's the reason why I'm so political. He's the reason why I am the political junkie I am, because when I joined debate club in high school, it was the election time and all that, and I was looking at McCain's policies, and there was just something about them that resonated with me at the time. And some of them still resonate with me to this very same day. So I debated on the McCain side, and we won the debate. Our guy lost the election, but McCain conceded to Obama, and he was, in a way, he was bummed he lost, but he also was honored that he lost to the first Black president of the United States. He was honored to lose against Obama. And what I can say is that he had friends who were Republican and Democrat alike. He had friends who thought differently from him. He could have disagreements with his friends and yet defend them when they were attacked. This man gave so much to this country. He refused early release as a POW in order for the group of men who he was imprisoned with so they could get released at the same time as he did. That not only showed his strength of character, but it showed that he was compassionate towards people. Yeah, you are the only one here. John McCain not only refused early POW release, but he withstood more torture. That showed strength of his character. And shows even stronger strength of his character. During the Reagan administration, he respected President Reagan. He really did. He respected President Reagan. But There were things that President Reagan wanted in this country, and he said, I can't support this. He went against his party. That's how he got the nickname the Maverick. That's how he got the nickname the Maverick. He went against his political party. But this is the beautiful thing about him. He was always country over party. What is good for America at the time? At the moment? What's the best decision to make? He wasn't thinking of what does my party feel about this? He was thinking of what is the best decision for all Americans alike. This man had such a beautiful mind, had such a beautiful heart, that it disgusts me when Trump mocked him in 2016. It disgusts me how Pence and Donald Trump are giving their sympathies to McCain's families, but yet they were mocking him. Trump is a draft dodger. Pence never seen war. And what makes their fake sympathies so funny to me is how they have a complete disregard for the American people. McCain never had a disregard for the American people. He would always think of what would benefit all Americans, not just Republicans, but Democrats as well, and those in between. What would benefit Americans as a whole? Trump and Pence are only in it for themselves, and they know it. The people know it. McCain knew that. He could see through Trump like he was trying to be an invisible ghost. He could see through Trump. He was the smartest romantic conservative of our time. He was the most open-minded conservative of our time. Going back, I mentioned earlier how his concession speech to Obama, he felt honored that he lost to the first black president of the United States. When a woman at one of his rallies said that she couldn't trust Obama, his response was no. He's an honorable man. He's a family man. Him and I disagree on fundamental differences, but he is an honorable family man. He became one of Obama's right-hand Republican men to do conferences across the globe on behalf of America. And you know what? I get chills down my spine talking about McCain like this, because his true character was that he loved people in general. He wanted to help people. And some of his decisions, Americans didn't agree with. But in the long run, those decisions we disagreed with weren't that detrimental. But yet, he could disagree with us on what we disagreed that he voted on. But they were honest votes he gave. Every vote he gave was honest, and it was truthful. You didn't have to agree with it, but guess what? You know it was truthful, and you knew it was honest. So, John, America is going to feel really empty without you in Congress and without you in life. But you proved something to every one of us. We could be from whatever political background. We could be Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Green Party people, so on and so forth. But the fundamental thing we cannot forget is that we need to put country over party. We need to put American values at the forefront and not rhetoric. We need to put policies that are going to either benefit America in the long run or temporary solutions at the forefront and not party bashing each other. John McCain is the fundamental example of what it is to be not only a great congressman, but a great countryman, a great hero, a great nobleman. And I'll say this, and I'll say this, and this is coming from the heart. His stances on politics did not blindside him from losing his head. He always used his head over blind spots in his ideology. Every politician, Democrat or Republican, has a blind spot. And John McCain certainly had blind spots. He would have admitted that as well. But guess what? He always used his head. He never lost it. John McCain and I share a favorite president, Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt once said while he was running for president of the United States, it was a short speech. It wasn't long, but it was straight to the point. And it was talking about who deserves the credit. That was the name of his speech. It goes as follows. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the deer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who actually does strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So, John McCain was that man in the arena. Some things were failures in his political career, but he failed at those things while daring greatly. Well, Maverick, you lived your life by your own terms. You not only lived your life by your own terms, but you went out with dignity the way you wanted to. So long, John. So long. And one last thing. Anchors away.